It's fucking Saturday night and there's no fucker out and about. So I thought I'd get a bit ahead of the game, get a bit forward, plan my days going, and record some Path of Exile. I've had a beer or two just to warm myself into it, and I was going to play some Atlas Reactor, but then you know what? I just wanted to chill out. It's been a busy fucking week at work, and I just want to kill some motherfuckers, man.
Leave her be, and we can only hope that she continues to return.
Right, where did I leave off last time? So I've still got some shit here. Tries to block. Is that a shield? I assume. Let's sell that shit.
Can I help?
So yeah. Where's that? So we want to go out to the ship's graveyard and continue it on over there, so we can do that. Otherwise that's go off up there and I presume go into Act 2. But we shall find that out. So let's go here. It's weird playing this game with such a break in between. Whenever I play this sort of game, I lose 2 days. They're just gone. I've done the entire leveling up process. I've lost 2 days, and I kind of get done with it at the end of it. But it's weird to drag this experience out over a sort of longer period of time. I suppose you get to savour it a bit more then, and get to, enjoy it. Is there any particular direction we're looking and going? I don't remember there being so many explosions last time we were here. We're going to stand in the middle and see what happens. Fire's weak to ice, right? That's like part of D&D rules. That's part of fantasy rules, isn't it? So, what are my attacks? I've got Ice Shot on that, Split Arrow there, Puncture there, Frost Bomb, Ethereal Knives, and Burning Arrow. What's the section I need to go on to? Merveil the Siren is luring sailors and exiles alike to their doom. Find her and kill her. The Siren's cadence. Is that in here? Keep an eye on out on the map and we'll see if we can determine it from that. So yeah, I'm doing the typical YouTube thing, the little typical series thing. I'm getting ahead of the game. I'm getting this recorded earlier on in the week. Okay. So no, we want to be in there. Yeah, getting ahead of the game, so I can focus on doing other things. I don't know if I mentioned last time. In fact, there should be a video out by now. But one of the things I'm trying to do in my time at the moment is dive into grand strategy games and learn. Fucking hell, there's some Lord of the Rings ass things, aren't they? Yeah, learn grand strategy because I have an absolute fascination for those games. Just especially, so obviously. You've got the Paradox games, for the people that don't know, and Paradox are games like Europa Universalis 4, Crusader Kings 2, Hearts of Iron 4, I'm just naming all the up-to-date ones at the moment, and they're based in history, and often a lot of the factions, lots of the AIs will be playing obviously the other cities. 1 second. I'll fire one off to the wall. I find the shift button sticks a bit more in this game than in other games. But yeah, so you'll take over a country, whichever country of you're choosing, or a faction, and then the AI will take over the other countries. And I think there's actually different settings for it. You can have it so they'll act like completely randomly. You can have it so they'll act with much more of a historical intent. So, for instance, Hearts of Iron, Germany were much more likely to start the Second World War in the first place by invading Poland, and obviously the run up to that. I accidentally drank the wrong potion. So yeah, it's something I've been fascinated. I'm kind of alternative history done well is enjoyable experience. Anyway, I'm sort of reading Man in the High Castle at the moment, and fuck me, it's taken me a long time to read such a short book. Normally, I'm a very quick reader, as in like that seems to me like it'd be a one-sitting book, and it's so far I'm into the second month of reading it. Just because, to be honest, 1 second, sip of beer. I don't find, once I've done with everything, I'm sort of got to the state that I want to be relaxing. I find reading a hard choice to make at that point, and I think I have to force myself to do it a bit more. But yeah, it's sort of going back on topic of grand strategy and alternate history, I think it can be an interesting play in sort of a thought experiment, and it can help you sort of dissect what's going on in the world today, by thinking, you know, it couldn't have been so different, and makes you realise that fate is, you know, with everything that's happening, can be fucking confusing. But yeah, I'm enjoying that book, and therefore do want to play some more of these games. As you may see in the video, I dived into Crusader Kings 2, which I think is meant to be one of the starter area of these games, a good jumping off point sort of thing. Fuck me, the mechanics that are going on that. It basically, what it aims to be is a true simulation of the time, but it does that with not intense, but in-depth mechanical interactions. And each individual mechanic might not be overly in-depth in itself, but the way they interact with each other and build up to create the simulation is really interesting. I don't really have any particular examples from my 20 minutes of gameplay at the moment, but that does seem to be the case. I suppose it is interesting, you know, different games do really fit in different sort of slots. It's something I've talked about a couple of times on this channel, but you know, how sort of like The Binding of Isaac or Spelunky filled a certain after work slot for me, sort of half an hour chill out time. But it does. I do like to think games like Europa Universalis, they can really sort of be a test of logic and trying to figure out shit, to be honest. I think we're coming on to our quest marker here. And then you compare that to a game like this, which it always gives you something to do and there is challenge, but it's in a completely different setting. I don't know, it's something that's always interested me, is sort of the role games play with us, and it was a big argument I had with my mate, was over sort of the role of games, and in his eyes they were kind of worthless, or you know, little fanciful things to do in your spare time. Oh, wrong boat, we'll be having that. Whereas to me, yes, they are that, but I think there's legitimate. There is a legitimacy to the other things that they're capable of, and their abilities to portray stories and tell them. What the fuck's this? Distilled from naked ambition and fetid obsession, the all-flame emanates a silver warmth like no other, and engulfs those moths fool enough to embrace it. That's a nice sentence. So is that another quest for us? So we're not even moved on to the area we need to be for that. So 6 to 25. We're currently doing that, but it's lacking green slots. I'm going to hold on till I've got more chance, because that's my split arrow, cold damage, and blink. Oh shit, I've got a blink arrow. I forgot about that. I'll be using that more. So that's a lot of my main abilities that I don't really have a place to put them to. So that bow's not particularly useful for what I want currently. Where am I? So, where's that quest actually leading me to? Bollocks. Go away. I need space. Okay, so there's a purpose around here for the All Flame. So there'll be something to click on. No, it's something games have allowed me to do more, I think, is sort of critical thought. And not to the level that the sort of grand strategy games require from you, because I think the part that stops me from diving into them is the learning of the mechanical interactions that go on. And I think that's just something that sort of comes with time. That's another long bow, but I suppose that's just going to be the same as what I've got. But like whenever I play a game like this, you know, I'm enjoying the process at the moment, but it leads me to want to be very critical about the game. And I was always the person, so I'd go see a film with mates, and I'd step out of the cinema and be like, oh, I like this part, but I didn't like this part, and I like these interactions into this part. And they'd be like, can't you just enjoy the film? It's like, that is the enjoyment for me of it, is just being super fucking critical. Not in completely negative, you know, just because you say something negative about something doesn't mean you dislike it on the whole, but analysing, you know, what I like about something and what I dislike. And it's part of the thing I'm enjoying about doing this series, because it's diving into a game type that I do enjoy. I fundamentally enjoy playing these games, but they do lead me question something about them, you know, their sort of value, because... And I suppose not everything needs to have a value, but I think some of the loot mechanics could be considered as a bit predatory, sort of getting you hooked in there. But then I'm having a fucking whale of a time playing this, so even if it is at a different pace than I normally play it at. I'm too much of a completionist when it comes to these games. I think often to level up efficiently, it's just keep skipping ahead and doing the bare minimum of what you need to quest-wise, but I'm just like, no, I want to finish every little thing. Go away. Right. Keep using the sprinty button. Kill those fuckers. Ah, one of these. So, get mannered up, and then touch it. Gotta keep out for the hand, an eye out for the hand this time. So I'm bad at that. I assume it comes on one of the edges. Is that it? Yeah. We're fine. This is no biggie. Go away. Nice. I'm not sure if the hand actually gets you shit that I need, but more loot's always good, isn't it? Always want me some loot. No, it's strategy games in general, to be fair. It's not just grand strategy. Strategy games in general have been absolutely fucking fascinating to me, and I've just never quite got all the way into them. But it's something that over time, I think it was with... Oh fuck, what's the game? Heroes of the Storm. I got into that in not a massive way, but a fairly big way. 1 second, let me check my shit. So life regen. Oh, go away. This area is awful. So 11-11, that's 11-4. What's that? Armor and evasion. Go away. Okay, actually that might solve my longbow problem. Let's have a look through this stuff and I'll continue talking about what I was. Evasion 25. No. I always forget to check the sort of neutral, the grey or white items, because they could technically be better. You go there because we'll have a look. What's that? Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, those small health are not very useful anymore. Oh fuck! I've lost the train of thought now. Fairgraves. I assume that might be what I want to use the thing on. Come on.
Frankly, I would have been surprised if you hadn't recognized me. Yes, 'tis I, Captain stuck fast in the filthy mud of Rayclast, thanks to one sultry little slave girl. Till we meet again, perhaps.
So that's my teleport arrow. Just keep putting the bleed damage on.
You were a good man in a bad situation, Fairgraves.
Ghost horn, wand, chain boots, armor. Cool. So is that us? Yes, that is us used on that item. So let's work our way around to that waypoint, save us using the scroll. And we'll get out of here. I want to go back to the town. Yeah, so... Yeah, that was it. It was Heroes of the Storm. Yeah, I got into that game in not a massive way, but a moderately big way. And I realised that if I could position myself to get into games that I thought were cool and interesting and dive a bit deeper into them and still enjoy something about that process without just having that initial sort of feeling or thought. And it's something I'm trying to position myself to do with more games, especially with this channel. For instance, I bought Injustice today, the first one. What's this? Oh, cool. I like skills. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. I want to do my town shit. Thank you.
What little help I can offer is yours.
So I'm not going to be using that. Oh, nice. Not going to be using that. Do I want another medium mana flask? I'll accept that for now. Medium mana, small mana. I'm going to take it for that, but I want it there. So that's large, but yeah, I seem to be lower on mana than I am on life, so I'll go that way around with it. We'll keep these flasks. So I have these stashes unlocked. How much does it cost for a new tab? Pets. Count features, that's always the one. Premium tabs can have a name and colour change. Add 6 shared stash. currency stash tab, that's the one I want, because I can put all this into a more organised area. So that costs 60 points. Let's see how much points costs. Fuck, that's kind of expensive. For a fucking tab. Yeah, I'm not getting involved with that for now. If I get into the game in a bigger way, then maybe. So 7 to 29, more physical damage and more accuracy. 6 to 25, small increase, but we now have these shoes. Plus 3 life gain for each of the enemy hits. That's shite, so we're getting rid of that either way. Go away. 9 to maximum life, fire resistance, mana on kill, and stun duration. 1 to 4 damage, 1 to 4 damage, 11 cold resistance. So yeah, it's got to be that for now. I've got the mana I want there. I don't know why I picked up a leather belt. So we want these to go in here. What have we got in the way of red and blue orbs? Nothing. So I just don't want to add too many more skills into the mix, because unless it's utility skills, I've got my main damage skills for now. I'm going to leave them for there for now. Keep them flasks. Get rid of the currency. I don't know why I'm keeping all these flasks. I have a tendency to keep things like that, and I'll get to a certain stage where I'll be like, right, I don't need these anymore. Quest complete. Cool. Have I turned that in? So skills. So we were heading over to the archery, but with the possibility of grabbing that mana there, wasn't it? Because we're only grabbing dex on the way anyway. What's this? Evasion, life, so that's going to be good for health. Yeah, I'm going to take this detour to grab that. What time are we on? 25 minutes or so. Okay, yeah, I'm going to call that one there, because we've tidied up some things. But that'll be enough for us on that one. I say this is going to continue on Wednesdays when I can't release a review of an indie game, or add an indie game to the long list, because that takes a bit more time, and as I previously stated, I want to go a bit more in depth with that into the whole process. So there's going to be this video followed by 2 further ones this Wednesday, and then it'll be another week for these. But yeah, that'll be all in a bizzle.